Hi everyone, it's me, Aunt Sarabelle, and I have another story time for you today. Today we're going to read the book Scaredy, Squirrel by Melanie Watt, and I really enjoy this book because it is got some really cool illustrations inside it. They're kind of like a comic book or graphic novel across the pages where it's split a couple of things and there's like zoom in and zoom outs, which I think are really cool. So if you are an aspiring illustrator or even an artist, you might want to pay extra close attention to Scaredy Squirrel because it might give you some creative ideas. You know what to do. Find somewhere cozy to enjoy this story, someone to snuggle up to, whether that be a stuffed animal or a person, because literacy is always meant to be shared. Here goes. Scaredy Squirrel. Warning. Scaredy Squirrel insists that everyone wash their hands with antibacterial soap before reading this book. Lucky for you, reader, I've already done that, so I'm going to skip ahead, but if you need to press pause while you wash your hands, make sure you do it for 20 seconds. Get the fronts and the backs and all the in-betweens and underneath your fingernails if you have any, because we want to make sure everyone stays safe and healthy. Scaredy Squirrel is very afraid of a lot of things, and germs are not just the limit. Let's read more and see what it's all about. Scaredy Squirrel never leaves his nut tree. That's where he is. That's his home. There's Scaredy Squirrel. The unknown, anywhere beyond his nut tree. He'd rather stay in his safe and familiar tree than risk venturing out into the unknown. The unknown can be a scary place for a squirrel. A few things Scaredy Squirrel is afraid of. He's covering his eyes. He's so afraid. Tarantulas, poison ivy, green Martians, killer bees, germs, and sharks. It's okay to have feelings like being afraid. It's what we do. It helps us learn more about ourselves once we have those feelings. He is so perfectly happy to stay right where he is. Advantages of never leaving the nut tree. There's a great view, there's plenty of nuts, it's a safe place, and there's no tarantulas, poison ivy, green Martians, killer bees, germs, or sharks. Disadvantages of never leaving the nut tree. It's the same old view, same old nuts, same old place. So Scaredy Squirrel is telling us there are good things and there are some drawbacks or disadvantages. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. In Scaredy Squirrel's nut tree, every day is the same. Everything is predictable, all is under control. Scaredy Squirrel's daily routine. At 6:45 a.m., he wakes up. 7 a.m., he eats a nut. 7:15, he looks at the view. At 12 noon, he eats another nut. 12:30, he looks at view. 5 o'clock, he eats a nut for dinner. 5:31, he looks at the view. And 8 p.m., he goes to sleep. You might feel like your schedule looks kind of like that, only instead of nuts, you have real meals. And maybe instead of looking at views, you might be doing some learning activities or playing. Those are both great things for you to do. If you're a grown-up, that might be filled with work or taking care of little ones. You guys are my heroes. Let's get back into the story. But let's just say, for example, that something unexpected did happen. You can rest assured that this squirrel is prepared. That's a first aid kit. A few items in Scaredy Squirrel emergency kit. A parachute, bug spray, rubber mask and gloves, a hard hat, antibacterial soap, calamine lotion, a net, a band-aid, and sardines. What to do in case of emergency according to Scaredy Squirrel. Step 1, panic. Step 2, run. Step 3, get kit. Step 4, put on kit. Step 5, consult exit plan. Step 6, exit tree if there is absolutely definitely truly no other option. This is a dramatization. He's never had to put all of those things on before, so it's pretend. Exit plan. Now this is top secret, so I'm gonna whisper so no one else can hear. So it's just you. You might have to get a little closer. Exit 1. Note to self. Watch out for green Martians and killer bees in the sky. Exit 2. Note to self, do not land in the river. If unavoidable, use sardines to distract the sharks. I was wondering what those were for. Exit 3. Note to self, look out for poison ivy and for tarantulas roaming the ground. Exit 5. Note to self, keep in mind that germs are everywhere. Remember, if all else fails, playing dead is always a good option. With his emergency kit in hand, Scaredy Squirrel watches. Day after day he watches until one day, Thursday, at 9:37 a.m. What do you see? What does he see in his binoculars? Bees. A killer bee appears. Scaredy Squirrel jumps in panic, knocking his emergency kit out of the tree. This was not part of the plan. Look at him, he's freaked out. He's beyond scared. Scaredy Squirrel jumps to catch his kit. He quickly regrets this idea. The parachute is inside the kit, but something incredible happens. He starts to glide. Scaredy Squirrel is not an ordinary squirrel. He's a flying squirrel. Can you imagine his whole life he didn't even know he was a flying squirrel because he never ventured out of his tree? He feels overjoyed, adventurous, carefree, alive. Scaredy Squirrel forgets all about the killer bee, not to mention tarantulas, poison ivy, green Martians, germs, and sharks, until he lands in a bush. He gives himself a 5.7. He plays dead. 30 minutes later, an hour later, 2 hours later, he finally opens his one eye and then his other eye. Finally, Scaredy Squirrel realizes that nothing horrible is happening in the unknown today, so he returns to his nut tree. All this excitement has inspired Scaredy Squirrel to make drastic changes to his life. Scaredy Squirrel's new and improved daily routine. 6:45 a.m., wake up. 7 a.m., eat a nut. 7:15, look at a view. 9:37 a.m., jump into the unknown. 9:45 a.m., play dead. 11:45 a.m., return home. Noon, eat a nut. 12:30, look at view. 5 p.m., eat a nut. 5:31, look at a view. And 8 p.m., go to sleep. PSA, as for the emergency kit, Scaredy Squirrel is in no hurry to pick it up just yet. It's surrounded by poison ivy. The end. And this is about the author, Melanie Watt. She never leaves her home near Montreal, Quebec. She would rather concentrate on creating books for kids. Melanie Watt's daily routine consists of waking up, eating, writing, drawing, erasing, drawing, eating, and going to sleep. Her books include Leon the Chameleon, Augustine Chester, Chester's Back, and Scaredy's Other Adventures. P.S. Melanie Watts is also afraid of sharks. So you may have noticed a change in your routine. Previously you may have gone to school or daycare or been able to visit a lot of friends and family, and right now you're not able to. And so just like in this book, Scaredy Squirrel has to change up his routine and learn the good things of those routine changes. So I hope that in this interim time that you're enjoying what is different about your day and you are having a good conversation or talking with your grown-up about it. All right, until next time, goodbye.